Welcome to Reality is where words to come to life. Well, as you can see from the title, we're talking about the war in Ukraine. Now, I understand that there is battles going on outside of the United States. But what I have a hard time processing is we as a country can pay millions and billions of dollars to fund a war in another country, and we shit on the people who resides in this country. The Senate, the Congress, the House, you all cut people off of unemployment. Just cut them off, whether they was able to sustain or not. Cut them off. Felt like even some governors in some state cut off the extra $300 before people were able to find employment and be able to survive. A lot of people was evicted from their property. A lot of people lost their cars. A lot of people lost their homes because that money that they depended on to feed their family, the people that we elected to sit their asses in the seat decide to cut that money off. But yet and still, a war arises, and we can send billions and millions of dollars to Ukraine to fund it. I have a problem with that. We have homeless people living on this soil across these 50 states. You all provide tents, people drop off coats and food, but we got abandoned buildings and we cannot use the money that the federal government can provide to have some buildings remodeled, renovated, whatever, to take the homeless off the street. But yet and still, we can put chain link fences up on the viaducts, up on the expressway to keep the homeless from having a covering. And a lot of them are people who serve the country. They serve their time. You know why? Because those, you all who sits in the Senate and Congress, you sit behind these chambers with your suits, your ties on, your dresses, and you make a decision what you're going to do as relate to the war, what troops are going to go in, where they're going to go, when they're going to go, how long they're going to stay there. And when they come home, y'all shit on them again. You don't give them the necessary assistance that they need. You don't provide for them. And they stood in the shoes of a decision that you all made in the chambers as a group. See, we suffer by your all's decisions. This country suffers by your decision. Y'all can fund everybody else except for what you need to fund. And then people here are struggling. And nothing against people of Ukraine, nothing against anybody else. But those people pushed Black people off the train. They negated them for protection that they wanted for themselves. That's discrimination. And I got a problem with that. I don't know about nobody else, but I got a serious problem with that. I really do. So we can spend all this money to provide and meet the need for somebody else, but we can't meet the need that's happening in this country. We have people that's homeless and children that's hungry. We have people that's still unemployed. As much as y'all say jobs have picked up, that's a lie. That's a lie. First of all, I'm going to explain something to you. Age discrimination is real. These companies don't want to hire nobody 55 and above because they feel like anybody 55 and above is a liability. AARP has an article out there that speaks that truth right there. To get an apartment now, for application fees, they're charging you up to $75. If I'm only making $15, I can't keep paying $75, $69 for application fee, and then $100 for this, $100 for that. What the hell? You running my background. I can give you my own background, run my own shit. I don't need to pay for nobody to run my background. So now we're living in an environment where everything is upcharged, and we're suffering. Companies don't want to pay you no more money for those who are working. Grocery items are high as hell. You can't find nowhere to stay. Interest rates are going up. And I'm trying to understand, these individuals, these companies got bailout money, but yet and still what they said they didn't receive, and which they did, we as consumers are consuming the cost. But we ain't getting no increase. And we're still suffering from the lack of work. Help that make sense to me. But yet and still, y'all can send millions and billions over there for a war for Ukraine. And people are suffering right here on this very soil. And so I'll say again, take that damn flag down. Take off the red, take off the blue, take off the stars, and just make it white. Ain't no versatility, ain't no diversity, ain't none of that. What have y'all done? Biden, what have you done to help our economy to build back America better? Because I only see it being built back better for those who was already in the best position anyway, who already had the money. Because they ain't did nothing for me. I've been out of work for 3 years. They ain't did nothing for me. And right now, I'm considered a liability more so than I am an asset. People out here looking for jobs. These jobs don't want to pay number $15 an hour. How can you pay rent? Rent is $1,100 for 1 bedroom. Car note, car insurance. Put gas in your car. Buy groceries. If you got kids, you got to feed your kids with $15 an hour. Y'all got all the relatives in taxes. You got FICA, Fed, state, gas tax, this tax, your mama, your daddy tax. Y'all all in it. Even if you get a bonus, y'all taxing that too. So if you work overtime, it's a waste of money because you're taxing that too. Now you got to pay, like I said, for application fees for apartments. You can't buy no house. You ain't got no job to buy no house. You still trying to dig out from the 2 years we was out of work, at home, in the midst of a pandemic. Small businesses closed down. That means people lost jobs. People don't want to work in restaurants because it's an open environment. There is no benefits. I found out that if you pay cash and leave a tip, they make you the server share a tip with everybody, but everybody didn't work, the server did. But if you charge it, then they get the money. So we say on one hand that things are going great, and I say on the reality side, they ain't going great. So somebody's lying. But how is it that our senators, our governors, our congressmen, our president can come to an agreement to send money to sponsor a war, but you can't send money to people on this soil who has a need? And where are you all getting your statistical data from that says that the job market is great and that hiring is great? Yeah, these companies say they have jobs out there. Yeah, they say they're hiring, but they're not. They're not. And it got to a point that I just get click apply and go down the list and say apply, 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 apply. I don't even read it. I just click apply. So help me to understand where you're getting your information from, because that's a lie, a whole lie. Then insurance. A lot of people don't have insurance because they can't afford it. They can't afford it. I got denied for insurance, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't understand. But the system is supposed to be a great system. And again, we're funding a war. And we won't fund what the people need on this soil right here. Homeless people living on the street. Parents with children living on the street. Crime is at an all-time high. But y'all funding a war in Ukraine, and y'all can't fix the crime over here. Children can't go outside and play without a stray bullet coming. Police brutality still exists. But y'all can fund a war, millions and billions of dollars. And you know who's going to consume that cost? Y'all going to stick that shit right on us. And we already drowning in debt and trying to survive and barely surviving. Help that make sense to me. But yet and still, y'all sit y'all asses in them chambers and say, we're speaking for the people. No, y'all speaking for yourselves. Your pockets are full. Your bank accounts are okay. And your family ain't suffering and missing a meal or medication, nowhere to be found. Not at all. So help me to understand, why are we on this soil that's supposed to be the land of the free and opportunity? Why are we suffering the way we're suffering here, and y'all spending all that money over there? You elected officials got great excuses as to why y'all felt the need to cut the unemployment. Why? But you don't have no excuses when it comes down to funding wars. And y'all got many battles here. I don't understand. You got high crime rates here, especially in our communities. Y'all make sure y'all's are covered. You got high homeless rate. You got veterans that serve the country that's not being taken care of. You bring immigrants over here to live, and you won't take care of the people who are legitimately U.S. citizens on this soil. Y'all won't take care of them, but you'll take care of other people from other countries. You'll bring them over here, and you'll sporadically squeeze them in or ease them into communities, give them housing, give them cars, give them jobs. You give them everything, and we have to work for everything. If we go to get a house, we got to fill out 30,000 pieces of paper. But they get businesses, they get housing, they get finances, they get everything they need. And y'all don't even take care of the people who live here. Help that make sense to me, because it does not add up. Then y'all talk about the deficit, the debt of the country, when y'all study adding to the debt. We didn't add to it, y'all add to it, but y'all stick our asses with the damn bill. And then you smile. We're looking out for your best interest. We needed to pay this money. And we're supposed to be okay with it. We're supposed to be okay with it. How is that so? I'm trying to understand. How is that so? Because I don't get it. $1 billion to fund a war in Ukraine, and people are starving here. Starving. People are homeless here. People are hurting here. People are still unemployed. Y'all give individuals $30 on food stamps, but you can spend $1 billion on a war. Help that make sense to me, because it just don't make sense. Every senator, every congressman, and then y'all got all these signs out here. You want somebody to re-elect y'all. For what? Why? Why do we need you all? Because you're not making our lives better. You're making our lives miserable. Because you know why? Y'all get y'all ass in these seats and you don't think about nobody but yourselves. You got governors that's doing stupid stuff. You know, you making rules where people can carry guns anywhere, not considering they can carry them. But then if something happened, and if it's us, that law don't mean nothing. But it means a whole lot to a white person. Don't mean nothing to us, but to that white person, it's got value. Great value. And I'm trying to understand. So how are we really free in this country? How are we respected? How are we cared for? How are we thought of? Because from what I'm saying, y'all think about nobody but yourselves. That's it, and that's all. Y'all run these resumes when election time come, and they starting to run. I see the signs up and everything else. And the proof ain't even in the pudding. Y'all missing some ingredients. Y'all ain't did no work. All y'all did was lip service. I'm still waiting on the people of the insurrection of the Capitol to pay for their deeds. And they ain't done that. But yet and still, across this country, we have people in prisons for less than. And still, we are over here paying millions, billions of dollars funding a war, and we got battles in this country. Illiteracy is high. Mental illness is high. Cancer, sickness is running rapid. Abuse, crime. But we spending millions and billions of dollars to fund a war. And then you take those, I've seen posts on we support Ukraine. Okay, how about you support the people that need here first? See, if y'all was doing good at home, nobody would mind you helping nobody else. But y'all don't do good at home. You don't treat the people right at home, but you want to treat the people that don't even live here better than you treat the people here. And I got a real problem with that. It is so disturbing to me to just even push that out my mouth, to even say, to even realize and understand that y'all don't give a damn about us over here, but you care about everybody else. When the Haitian country was going through, y'all didn't want to do nothing for them. Y'all didn't want to help them or nothing. So we said we're not racist. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's shown. It's proven. You won't help us, this skin color, but you'll help this skin color. This skin color, no, but this skin color, yeah, y'all jumped to their defense and poured money into it. But you wouldn't help Haitian. It's played out. So you think we supposed to digest that? We supposed to understand and be okay with it? No, hell no. I ain't okay with it. I don't have to digest it. I don't. But what I will do is call it out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm calling it out. So I suggest every senator, every congressman, every mayor, every governor, president, vice president. I know you got COVID. Oh, well, y'all did all this lip service. Do some actions. I don't want to hear no more of your conversations. Before y'all spend another dime, y'all need to fix what the hell happened in here. Yeah, people are hurting. They're suffering. These jobs ain't what y'all say they are. They're not. These companies got all that bonus money, pandemic money, and they kept it for themselves and packed their own pockets. And people that's renting, landlords got bailed out, and they're still bailing out for rental assistance, and they're still charging people $75 for a rental application. Credit check, checking your background. Hell, it's my background. Why can't they pay you check my shit? It's mine. How about you pay me to check it? How about that? Then you want to put all this stuff on people's credit. You want to know this. You want to get in their bank account. You want to dip in this and dip in that. Can I dip in your stuff? Let me see your bank account. Let me see what your checking account look like. Let me see that. And what I would love to see happen, and this should be put into action for every elected official that get out of office, y'all asking to file for unemployment too. See how you like it. See how you like the crumbs that y'all like to feed us. But yet and still you can fund a whole damn war. See how you like that. See how you like about receiving $75 for food stamps, but you can spend millions and billions of dollars for a war. See how you like being told that you don't qualify for no insurance, no medical, but you can fund a whole freaking war. You got a problem with that. You got a real problem with it. And whether you like it, I don't care. Because it's the truth. And this is something that you all really need to hear. I don't know how y'all asses sleep at night. I really don't. I don't. And if you say you're a Christian and you love God, it's confusing to me. It's so confusing. Because the characteristics that you all display ain't of God. The things that you do to people that need ain't of God. Nope, it's not. And I got a problem with this. I got a real problem that you all can fund a war, but you can't take care of the people who live in this country. We're still struggling. We still got homeless, hopeless, and helpless people out here. Mothers trying to figure out how to make her ends not meet, but even attempt to come together to connect. They ain't this. They just trying to get here. You still got a big old gap in the middle. but y'all can fund a war in Ukraine. Yep, you can fund it. Millions and billions of dollars. Y'all sign on that line, sent that money right on over, but you won't take care of people on this soil. Got a big problem with that. Oh God, I had a real problem with that. A real problem. And y'all call yourself leaders in the voice of the people. No, you the voice for yourself. You ain't no leader. Y'all some cowards. Y'all some selfish ass individuals because you don't think about nobody but yourself. I have yet to see something that really meant that you was thinking about the people because I ain't seen it yet. I haven't. I haven't. You fund transportation, and transportation still suck. They still go up on transportation. They don't protect the workers. Bus drivers still get beat up. So you fund transportation. You fund the roads. In certain areas of black and brown communities, the roads are still raggedy. Y'all fund transportation for the expressway. But here they get service every year. What about the local streets? See, y'all spend all this money where it should not go. It shouldn't. And we don't get no benefits from none of this. Yet and still, y'all call yourself the senator who represent the people, the congressman who represent the people, the mayor who represents the people, the governor who represents the people, the president who represents the people, and the vice president who represents the people. Y'all represent your damn self. Y'all ain't representing the people. Not at all. Because if you was, we would see some changes. And the changes would have impact. And we would feel the change. But ain't nothing changed. Crime numbers still going up. And y'all still sending money somewhere else. Y'all bringing people over here in the communities. And you even finance the communities themselves. You ain't did what you need to do. They come over here and live good. They live great. And we got drug over here and can't get no benefits, no perks, and no privileges whatsoever. So when you start giving us some perks and some privileges, I may have considered or a change of heart. But until then, I don't have a change of jack. I still feel the way I feel because I see it. We have to work the hardest. We don't get no benefits. We get discriminated on every level. Every level. And I have a problem with that. So again, people over here suffering, y'all funding wars. And they're still suffering. Senior citizens have to stand at the Walmart door and be a greeter. Y'all talk about y'all ain't got no money for Social Security. It's going to run out, but y'all can find money to fund the war? Really? You can't give senior citizens good benefits, but you can find money to fund the war. You can't get the homeless taken care of, but you can find money to fund the war. You can't take care of the veterans who have served and need the medical and the mental health for post-traumatic stress syndrome, but you can fund the war. You can fund the war. Huh. Huh. Hmm. How does that make sense? How does that work? You ain't got no money for nothing else, but you can fund the damn war. Wow. And then we get to house the people. When we clearly saw them pushing the black people, even black kids off the train and putting the white women on, and we decide we want to bring them over here to live amongst us. What kind of message is that sending? When the Haitian was going through, y'all didn't want to bring none of them over here. Y'all stopped them at the border. But yet and still, open arms for the white people. White people, welcome, welcome, white people, welcome, white people. No, they're not the black people, not the black people. But come on in, white people. Change the damn flag. Take it down, strip the colors. Just make it white. It's a white country. Everything white people do is all right. Everything white people do is right. Everything white people do is good. Everything white people do is fair. And white people is the only one who should get the damn money. But we need to work our black asses off to get a little crumbs. Hope that makes sense to me. I'm not happy at all, as you can tell. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, because y'all full of it.